Hi everyone, I'm Walter, and today we are going to talk about business travel. Now, I love to travel, and I'm sure most of us love to travel. But some people have to do it for business, which I hear actually isn't as fun as it sounds. So today we're talking with Scott McCartney, who is actually a Wall Street Journal reporter, and he is going to give us a few of his tips for business traveling. Let's see his tips, so let's check out the video.
Hi, I'm Scott McCartney, travel columnist with the Wall Street Journal. I'm here to give you some tips on flying to the other side of the world in a seat like this, and I'll be testing my tips on the longest airline flight ever, taking off from Newark, New Jersey, and landing in Singapore.
Okay, so Scott said that he's taking off from Newark, New Jersey, and landing in Singapore, which I believe is the longest flight at the moment, out of all the flights. Anyway. Talking about long flights, for me, I guess I'm pretty lucky. I haven't had a long non-stop flight. I think the longest non-stop flight I've had was 9 to 10 hours from Incheon to Sydney, I think it was. I've had long travel plans, which were stopping over in Taiwan or Singapore on the way to Australia, and that was about 32 hours, which meant I wasn't able to really sleep well or lay down for 32 hours, and that was extremely painful. But I was really lucky I haven't actually crossed time zones. Since Korea and Australia are basically in the same time zone, I haven't had to experience too much jet lag, so I'm pretty lucky. Anyway, let's continue on with the video.
I'm in Newark, ready to go on the longest flight in the world. Feeling good now? Let's see what it's like when I get there.
So on the title, it said how to survive your next long-haul flight. The word haul, H-A-U-L, is pronounced haul. Now it means a distance to be traveled. So another example might be a long-haul flight means a long-distance flight, or it's a 365-kilometer haul to Busan from Seoul. Let's continue.
On an aircraft, humidity levels are 20% or less. For reference, a comfortable level is 40 to 50%. This dries out your mouth, skin, and everything else. It can cause fatigue, headaches, bad breath, muscle, and joint aches.
So Scott was talking about the humidity levels within the airplane and how they differ from the outside. Now, he was talking about this point which he said, this dries out your mouth, skin, and everything else. To dry out is something that loses all the moisture, okay? Or another way we can use the word dry out is to undergo or cause to undergo treatment for alcoholism or drug addiction. So there are two meanings. So as an example, for the second meaning, he went to an expensive clinic to dry out. So these are mainly used for people with alcohol problems. If you enjoy alcohol, that's fine, but if you become what's known as an alcoholic and you need to stop, then you need to dry it out. Continue.
So drink up and think about your food choices. Pick items with higher water content. For example, Singapore Airlines has replaced potatoes with riced cauliflower. And one of my favorite tips, bring saline solution to keep your nose moist and eye drops to keep your eyes moist. Put them in a baggie that you can store in the seat back pocket so you have easy access.
So he's explaining a little bit more about how to stay hydrated, okay? So he did say at the very start where he said drink up, okay? Drink up is very well known in Korea as bottoms up. Now, native speakers also understand bottoms up as well, but we also say drink up. Now, drink up reminds me. Drink up as well. To eat. And also, we use eat up to use large amounts of time or money. So as an example, raising one child eats up a lot of my income, meaning it uses a lot of money. He also mentioned to put his kind of items in a baggie that you can store in your seat back pocket, which is the pocket in front of the seat, like the seat in front of you. Now, a baggie is a small plastic bag used to store things, or in Korean, it's a zipper bag. Now, a zipper bag is understandable for native speakers to, if you say that to a native speaker, they will understand. But when we think of a zipper bag, we might think of maybe a backpack or something to that like. Baggie is a noun, Yongsa, B-A-G-G-I-E, but we also use it as an adjective, but spelled differently. So B-A-G-G-Y is our adjective, and it's to describe loose clothing. So example, baggy pants, or hip-hop pants. But we would say baggy pants, baggy shirt, baggy dress, etc. Let's continue.
Tip number 2, clean your seat. Dehydration dries out the mucous membranes in your nose, which trap unwanted germs. Without them, you're more likely to catch things from your fellow passengers. But unlike what you might think, sickness isn't spread through the airplane's circulating air supply. It's surfaces you need to watch out for.
Okay, so to summarize what he was just saying, most people think that the air conditioner in the airplane is actually the reason why many people catch germs from other people. That's not true, and I also was very shocked about this as well. But he said that it's actually the cleanest air that goes through the cabin. So he said you're more likely to catch things from your fellow passengers, meaning maybe the passengers around you as well. So an important point to learn is the expression more likely to, example, more likely to catch things from your fellow passengers. For example, if you don't wear a mask, you're more likely to catch the flu. That means that there's a very high chance that this might happen.
So embrace your inner germaphobe and wipe down your armrest and tray table and seat back. Breathe easier knowing that modern airplanes have advanced air filtration systems to trap germs and bacteria almost to operating room standards. So So open that air vent to full blast and aim it at your nose. That's the cleanest air you're going to get.
Just to summarize what he said, he was expressing more about the fact that it's actually quite clean air going through the cabin rather than the germs that we think that are going through the airplane. Now, he said at the start to embrace your inner germaphobe. So a germaphobe is a person who is afraid of germs, someone who is very scared of catching something, touching something, or even touching other people. So germaphobe is not the only style of phobe. So a phobe is a person who is afraid of something. So example, trypophobe is a person who's scared of like little, or many circles or many dots as an example. Claustrophobe is a person who is scared of confined spaces, very small spaces. You can also say that you're claustrophobic as well. He also mentioned to wipe down your armrest and tray table and seat back. Now, wipe down is also confused with wipe off. Now, to wipe down is to clean a surface quickly rather than thoroughly. Okay, so usually if you think about a restaurant waiter might wipe down your table. So example, wipe down the table or wipe down the wall. You do it, I guess, quickly rather than thoroughly. Wipe off, on the other hand, is to take the object off the surface. So like a stain or a mark. So if I'm wiping off the dust off the table, okay, so there's an object on the table I'm wiping off. He also mentioned a lot of airplane terms.